yeah, I'm here because I want to show you how to make this beautiful painting. It's a super easy tutorial. Painting is one of my passions, so you will be seeing quite a bit of those videos. As you can see, my apartment is completely covered in them, and I just love them. So if you want to learn how to make it, please go ahead and watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you. See you next time. Okay, so the things I will be using is purple in different shades as well as blue, 2 shades of each. I have this one that it's called Too Blue, the purple that it's the Concord Gray, the other blue is Too Blue and Royal Violet. As long as you have used 2 colors like a purple and a blue, it will work just fine. You don't need to have as many. I have this black that is a matte and also some white. You don't need to have this brand, you can get it from the other one as well. I just already had this one. I have this canvas that is an 8x10 and our little brushes that we will be using. This big one, the little square one, a really thin one, and one that is thinner to be able to make the branches of our tree. Okay, so let's get started. I have my paint. I have a lot of paint and other colors because I'm working on another piece, but you should pour from your paints that I showed you about the size of a quarter. And yeah, I got these paints from Walmart for like 50 cents. The canvas is from Dollar Tree. I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to make such a beautiful painting, and also with finding cheap materials as well. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. I am painting with the purple first, and I'm covering the sides too. That way once I'm done with my painting, it's completely done. The purple I'm using is the darkest one. Whichever dark purple you have will work. I'm going with the large brush, and yes, I'm going side to side as you can see. I'm gonna grab the blue. I'm not washing the brush or anything. I think that when you do this, the colors mix really well naturally. So you're gonna go ahead and do that. I really don't feel there's a way that you could do this wrong, because as long as you're using these same type of colors like the dark blues and the purples, your sky is gonna look like nighttime. So just keep doing that. There's not really a rule or anything to do it. I'm just showing you the colors that I'm using and the way that I do it. I like to put one on one side of the brush, the other one on the other. I just feel that that kind of helps the colors mix really well, giving it a really beautiful effect. I'm going to paint with these colors a little over half of my canvas because the bottom is going to be our water. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not following any rules. I'm just mixing all of the colors and just going in. If I'm not happy how it looks, I go back in, add more purple, add more blue. You just gotta let your inner artist shine and let it do whatever it wants. So now it's time for the water. I'm grabbing some white and just going in. As you can see, the colors from the top kind of mix with the bottom because I went a little up with my line. That's perfect because it gives it kind of like a water effect. So if that happens to you, don't worry at all. It's exactly what we're looking for. You're gonna go now again side to side, trying to get all the canvas covered. Okay, so with the same large brush that I've been using the whole time, I'm just gonna go back into the sky because I'm not happy exactly with the way it looks yet. I know that for the vision I have, it can look better, but if you're happy there, leave it like that. It's your painting, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta follow your instinct, follow your inner artist. Okay, so I'm happy with the way it looks now. So let's continue working on the water. Let's start by grabbing some white and then blue. We're gonna go right in and look how pretty it's looking. Go carefully around the water line, but don't worry too much about it. Either way, it's gonna look beautiful. As you can see, mine isn't perfect. Right, so a little bit of turquoise and some blue, and let's put it in there. You see, it starts to mix really nicely. So pretty. It's time to let it dry for a little bit to be able to continue. And mine it's dry, as you can see. Now the next step is to add the beautiful stars. We need a little square brush, and we're gonna dip it in water really good. We're gonna get it really wet in there, you see. And now we're gonna grab some white paint. Let's take the excess off really well from the white paint. We don't want to have too much, but we don't want to have too little either. Here you do whatever you want. Put as many stars as you want to. I'm gonna go back in and add a bunch more. As you can see, I'm putting them in the water too because I want that like sparkly effect. I want them reflecting in the water. And then we're going to let it dry so we can draw our moon. And I have this little round dish after I let it dry for a little bit. It's like a lid something thingy. And we're going to use a white crayon and draw only half of it. We want to make it seem like almost half of the moon it's under the water. Okay, so the outline of your moon is ready. Now it's time to fill it in with these little sponges. I will do little taps into my moon until it's completely full and covered. I'm sliding the sponge around the outline to be able to make the line straighter. we're gonna do this until the moon is completely full. If you get it on the water line like me, don't worry because we're gonna fix this. My thumbs up means it's time to move to the next step. And also it means that if you haven't given a like to this video, maybe it's the time. Same large brush, we clean it really good. Mine it's clean, it just looks, it's old. And we're gonna dip it in water, use water. And we're gonna go to blend all of that paint we got in the water. It's giving it a really cool effect, almost as if the water had like a light on top of it. We do that until it's totally blended and you feel happy with it. Okay, so now same large brush, a tiny bit of white, and we're gonna start in the center and make lines towards the bottom. The more we get to the bottom, the littler they get, and then we start to blend. And since all of our paint is still wet, this is gonna be easy. You see how the middle seems with more light? As if the moon was completely shining off it. It just looks so pretty. Now with our sponge, we will get a little purple and add it to the moon. I switched to this sponge because the one that I thought I was gonna be using was way too little. So I've been using this one. I grabbed some purple and go to add it to the moon with the little dabs that we've been doing. Tappity tap tap. You're gonna start on one side and then move on. Eventually you're gonna have almost your whole moon covered, but you're gonna make sure that some areas are darker than others. So obviously where you start with the paint, it's gonna be darker, and then the more that you start to blend it with the white, it's gonna look lighter. I have added the purple that I want, and I will add some white again to give it some like shine to the moon. And you just go in and put it in random places, just making sure that you're blending it okay, where you're not able to see the transition completely, where it doesn't seem that you just put the sponge there. You have to blend it with the little tappity tap taps. Alright, so it's time to add our little mountain or land that we're gonna be putting in our painting. We're gonna use our little square brush, and I'm gonna start up high, like a little hill, and then come down and make it straight down. You can do it from corner to corner, you can do the hill higher. Again, it's up to you. you can put your own twist to this painting. I'm gonna fill it in all with black. Okay, it's time for the little tree. I'm gonna use the little square brush again, but instead of using it like horizontally, I'm gonna use it like this. So I will grab some black and make my little stick. It doesn't have to be straight because trees are not straight. So I start from the top and come down. As you can see, it's not straight at all. And it looks perfect. It's time to add the little arms to our tree. You can do them wherever you want to. Just make sure that you blend it okay and that it doesn't look that just the stick is going straight out like that. I had to put a little line to be able to unify them more, as you can see. So I'm gonna put one there and then another one a little higher and go outwards and continue to add them until I'm happy with the way it looks. I'm done with my tree and I'm happy with the way it looks. Now it's time, while it dries, I will add some details to the moon with our brush that we have, that is the smallest one. And I will grab some white paint and make this really fine lines, kind of like an X or a cross, but a little longer. And we're gonna make some circles around, no perfect circles at all, because the circles, making them this way, is what's gonna give our moon a really kind of realistic effect. Once we're done with our non-circles, we blend them a little bit with our finger. Okay, so here I'm gonna take a little bit of silver with our really fine brush, and I'm gonna make a line with it around the water line. You don't have to do this. Honestly, the painting looks perfect now. It looks really pretty, but if you want to add a little extra detail, you can do this too. So we're gonna go and do that with the line. I'm adding some really fine silver stripes to the water. You can barely see them. Then I'm going in with my finger, kind of blending them in a little bit, but that's gonna give it a little sparkle to the water that looks really pretty. Okay, so now we add our little silver line around our island mountain thingy. And when you are doing this, make sure you do the line more towards the black. That way you can fix it easier, because if you get it in the water a little too much, that might be a little harder. You're gonna see what I'm talking about in a little bit. Here with the black, I'm fixing my line to make it a little straighter and a little thinner. Okay, so now it's time for the last step, and that's gonna be to add a little light to our tree. We will get our brush, that is the little square one, and we're gonna go ahead and dip it in a little white. When we dip it in white, we're gonna make sure that we get the excess off really, really good. Because if you get too much paint, it may not look that great. So it can look more like snow and not as much like light. So make sure you get the excess off really good, and you're gonna put it there and pull it towards you. Put it and pull it towards you. And now your masterpiece is ready. All you have to do is add your signature and show it off, because it's so beautiful.